May this message find whoever is supposed to hear it at the right time. Okay. Welcome, collective, to Blue Butterfly Mystic. I am Kate. And if you are new here, welcome. And if you are not, welcome back. This is a collective video. Okay. And if you found it, it's because you have been searching for clarity on some things. And if this video gives you confirmation, then please like the video, share butterfly in the comments, and subscribe so that Spirit can keep bringing you back to the guidance that is meant for you, okay? All right, let's get started, okay? So, some people don't have a single identity. They have what is described as an inner council, okay? A constellation of archetypes that rotate depending on the moment. Some people would consider this to be fragmentation. However, in psychological studies, this is more of a sophisticated way of surviving, okay? So basically, these inner roles with distinct functions, this is important, they have different modes of perception as well as different emotional intelligences, okay? They have different ways of responding to life. And in order to house these archetypes, that means that your psyche is built for complexity, okay? Some of the primary universal archetypes that could be part of a inner council system: the witness, the creator, the alchemist, the dark mother, the child, or the scholar. Okay? So these systems are formed in early childhood. Okay? And the reason that they are formed is because as a child, you are forced to understand people or your environment as a safety mechanism. You're forced to anticipate danger or chaos or abuse, okay? During this, developing a symbolic way of thinking is also part of the way that this particular psyche works, okay? I also want to talk about self-regulation and external guidance. So a child who grows up and doesn't feel as though their environment or the people who are supposed to be safe to them, that they're not safe. If you consider people like pottery, okay, trauma typically shatters people's minds and they break. For this specific collective of people, you are not pottery. You are metal. You are a special material that was forged in the flames of your experiences. And you did not outsource your external guidance. You went within. 449 on the timer. So basically, because of this experience or experiences that you had, inner leadership was an emergence born from necessity. Okay. And you also have to know that this is very, very rare. The combination of meaning making and uh, how your inner counsel is able to respond to your life as needed. Okay. Most people don't think in symbols. They don't track patterns. They don't have differentiated voices that guide them. Okay. Also, most people avoid complexity. All right. And this inner system, the way that our minds work, it requires depth. It requires extreme resilience and also introspection. This is a very, very, very vital part of how we have evolved as souls. The need to understand ourselves because it helps us understand the people around us and therefore the world. Okay. Um, this comes with strengths. Some people might see this as weakness. Some people might see this as, oh, you change a lot, or you're too much, or whatever the case may be. But it allows for emotional precision. Okay. You can name things that people are feeling. You can articulate them in a way, and people would be like, that's exactly how I was feeling. That's exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't have the words for it. You have emotional precision in your language, okay? You have pattern recognition. This is something that is fine-tuned by trauma, okay? Because your mind has been trained to, like I said, scout for danger. And so even if you are removed from that situation, you are placed into another. And so when you start seeing things or feeling things that feel somewhat similar, alarms start going off in your body. Okay. You have symbolic intelligence. And this is rare, okay, because not many people can see symbols and make meaning or messages out of them that are, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, that are, it gives you guidance, it gives you meaning, it gives you a lesson to internalize. Like music is a big thing for me. I clairaudiently hear music, and when I do, even if I've heard the song a million times, I go and I look up the lyrics and then what the intention was or what the meaning was behind that song, and then I see how it connects to my life. Okay. Birds. I have a birder app. Okay. If I take notice to an obnoxious bird, I pull my birder app out to record their call. And once I have the type of bird that it is, then I go searching for, what does this animal symbolize? What does this, what is the message of this for me? You know what I'm saying? And that leads to an adaptive identity. So when you learn what, y'all hear the birds? My window's open. When you learn that thing, that meaning, you internalize that guidance. You don't just intellectually say, okay, I understand that. No, you say, I'm going to adopt this into my identity because it resonates with me. Okay. Another strength is creative transmutation. Okay, you are somebody who is expressive, very, 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 very expressive. You have artistic abilities, whether it is painting or singing or dancing or building or what have you, whatever your flavor is. Um, you are able to go from a feeling like rage or grief, and through your process, you transmute that feeling or that energy to come back to your center. Okay. And by doing so, I believe that this helps you to become a leader, because your the inner, what is it, the inner self-governance is not outsourced. You have the ability to take in what is happening, internalize it, process it, transmute it, and then once you come back to your center, whether that is through meditation or time alone in your own space or taking a walk, grounding by walking outside, putting your feet in the grass, taking a shower, whatever the case may be, through this process, you are gaining wisdom. Okay. And with all of that, if nothing else, I think one of the greatest strengths is your depth of presence. You are there for people. You understand them on a empathetic and almost telepathic, most of the time, level. And that is because of all of your experiences. That is because you know what feelings are born from certain circumstances, and you don't want other people to feel that way. And so your presence alone, witnessing somebody or to help them understand their own internal storms, is it's very, very meaningful. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Notification. You matter. Okay. Your existence matters. All right. So you translate the human experience. Okay. I actually have where is it? You create beauty by translating emotion into knowledge by writing, teaching, channeling, or creating music through song. I have this on my door over there as a reminder to me. And the ability to do this, it ripples through other aspects like breaking generational curses. Okay, generational curses. These are ancestral behaviors that your soul is just like, I am not dealing with this shit. We are going to change this. We are going to learn from this lesson. We are going to, from here forward, do something different, because it is required to stop this hurt or harm or way of being that is either closed-minded or abusive or what have you. Okay. You create meaning with everything you do. It is done with intention. Okay. If you are cooking, you are using ingredients intentionally. If you are coloring, you are using specific colors intentionally. If you are practicing self-care via hygiene, each step that you take is done with intention and has meaning. Okay, 1444 on the timer. You also help stabilize others. Your very existence helps to stabilize your environment and where You are the people that you are around simply because, you are, in my mind's eye, it's like I'm seeing it's like a pulse, okay? It's like you feel, and then you internalize, and then you change, and then you come back to center. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? You are able to build new systems from your wisdom, whatever it is that you are creating. It is meant to help the world, to help other people like you be able to, or not like you, maybe people who have a hard time getting in touch with their emotions or their inner guidance system, or developing self-governance. Maybe they need your tools to be able to grasp certain concepts or understand their own emotional landscapes. Okay, you mirror truth. Okay, this is one of the hardest things I personally experience, because personally, I am not a soft teacher. Okay, not even for my kids. I do not sugarcoat things. I tell it like it is. I tell the truth, and it's not that I don't have empathy or sympathy. It's that, how do I say this? Sometimes handling people in a softer or gentler way is not effective. Sometimes they need to get smacked in the head with truth for it to really hit home. Okay? Sometimes that's the only thing that brings clarity into chaos. Okay? Somebody that doesn't realize that they are doing something and everybody else is kind of like tiptoeing around the point. But then you're finally just like, look, bro, you're hoarding. Like, what's going on here? Or like, have you always been like this emotionally avoidant? Or like, they're giving me Hermione in Harry Potter when she's like, oh, you have the emotional weight of a teaspoon or a thimble or whatever the hell she says. Anyway, if this is you, all right, you are not too much. You are unmirrored, okay? You do not have presently, or haven't had, other people, or I was going to say, or beings, that reflect your depth, okay? On my music channel, Siren Serenity Music, there is a song called Leviathan, and one of the lyrics is, conversations deep as coffee cups. And that's how I feel sometimes. Or my depth is a leviathan and there's shallow seas. Like, that's how I feel, because there aren't many that want to explore the mind or behaviors or growth in the same respect that I do. Okay? Your psyche is not broken. It is a brilliant system that has kept you alive. Okay? You were not built for simplicity. You were built for depth. Okay? And most importantly, all right, the world needs minds like yours. Okay? They need meaning makers. They need symbolic intelligence and pattern recognition, because these types of minds often become therapists or writers or storytellers, musicians, you know, they work with people in different kinds of therapy or therapeutic sciences, okay? You are needed. You are needed so, so much, okay? And I am going to leave this message here because we are hitting the 20-minute mark and I don't want to like overdo it. So if this helped give you any comfort, if this helped give you a little bit more of an understanding about the way your brain works in the society that we live in, please don't forget to like the video. And if it brought you real clarity, please drop a butterfly in the comments. And if you are not a part of the butterfly family yet, hit that subscribe button so that you will be able to come back to these messages that Spirit wants to educate you with. Okay, these are things that I'm learning, and these are things that we can learn together. Feel free to comment your experiences down below so that we can have a discussion about this topic. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.